Hi there, I'm Hannah Solito, and today I'm going to show you how to make these super simple, wheat-free, gluten-free, dairy-free pancakes. Often the thing I find when you're trying to eliminate certain foods from your diet, such as sugar and dairy and wheat, is that finding alternatives can be, one, difficult, and two, a little more expensive. But this particular recipe is brilliant because actually it requires less ingredients, they're just as easy to get hold of, and they're relatively inexpensive. So as opposed to flour, milk and eggs, which we would traditionally use in a pancake batter, for these particular pancakes we're only going to use two ingredients, and those are bananas and eggs. It's that simple. Those are the only two ingredients that you're going to need to make these pancakes, and they taste absolutely divine. That's the other thing. A lot of the time when you're eliminating certain ingredients from recipes, you're kind of worried that they're not going to taste as good. I challenge you to make these pancakes and then tell me they don't taste better than your regular pancake recipe. Okay, so it's this simple. We're going to use one banana and two eggs. Now I'm actually going to make these pancakes using a blender, but you can make them using something as simple as a bowl and fork. So you can mash the banana up using a fork, and you can whisk the eggs using a fork as well. But I've got a blender here, so just for ease of use, and the batter's obviously going to mix a little bit better using the blender as well, but it's not to say you can't do it. I travel a lot, and of course when you're traveling you haven't always got those home utensils at hand, and it's perfectly possible to do it using just a fork to mash up the banana. So I'm going to crack these eggs into the blender. You're going to need two eggs. These are medium size eggs. Again, it depends on how big you want the pancakes. So that's going to depend on how much batter you need. So those are the two eggs, and then we're going to get the banana, and again the blender's going to do all the work for me here. So you can literally just chuck the banana into the blender like that. The other thing that I love about this particular recipe is that it's really versatile, so you can actually add lots of different ingredients, not just to the toppings on the pancake but also to the batter itself. So here I've got protein powder. If you use protein powder anyway, you can add your regular teaspoon, tablespoon, whatever quantity you'd normally use to the pancake mix. Raw cocoa powder, you can chuck that in as well if you want chocolate pancakes, and my favourite at the moment, cinnamon, which I just think this spice is delicious, especially kind of autumn winter time. So I'm going to add a little bit of cinnamon in there, again as much or as little as you want, and you can use that as a topping as well. So I'm going to bob the lid on the blender, and I'm just going to whisk this in the blender. So that should be fully mixed now. The banana should be nicely whizzed in there. Let's just take a look. And that's going to be your pancake batter. So it's kind of the same consistency as regular pancake batter would be anyway. Now I'm heating up a pan of oil just behind me. I'm using coconut oil for this particular recipe, which I tend to use a lot in most foods actually, but certainly when I'm making sweet foods. Using something like extra virgin olive oil, the taste might be a little overpowering. The thing I love about coconut oil, aside from its massive health benefits, is that it's got a really subtle taste. So for making anything sweet, it's absolutely delicious. And I'm just heating a pan of oil here. So this should have melted. Coconut oil melts at 24 degrees, so it's already liquid. And I've probably added a flat teaspoon of coconut oil to the pan. So we're just going to pour in the batter. You have to be a little bit careful here that the oil doesn't splash back. We're going to pour in the batter mix to the pan like this. And I'm a little bit OCD with my pancakes. I like them to be perfectly round. So I'm going to coat the entire base layer of the pan in batter and then put the pancake mixture back on the heat. Okay, so I tend to cook the pancake on one side for between 3 to 5 minutes. It depends whether you're using a gas hob or an induction or an electric hob. And you'll know when the pancake's ready, and that's when it's cooked all the way through. So there's no liquid left on the top, and it should move relatively loosely in the pan. This is always the tricky part. So if you don't want to try and flip the pancake, the easiest thing to do is to get a slice like this and to lift it from underneath and to flip it over that way. So there you can see the pancakes are kind of golden brown colour. You don't want to burn it underneath. And then again, put this back on that heat and cook it probably for another 2 to 3 minutes on the other side. So again, the best way to check that that pancake's done is just to take the pan back off the heat and make sure you can kind of move the pancake around. You can always just check underneath and make sure it's cooked all the way through. And then flip onto a plate to serve, as easy as that. Now, in terms of toppings, again, the thing with pancakes is you can do so much with them. So you can make them savoury, you can add things like mushrooms and goat's cheese and red onion, or you can sprinkle chocolate raw cacao powder on top, or you can add more banana or apple or berries or papaya if you want a tropical kind of flavour. My favourite topping at the moment, and it's so simple, is just to use something like this, which is a pure 100% fruit syrup. Really easy, quick swirl of fruit syrup. I like to add some seeds and nuts. So here I've got pumpkin and sunflower seeds. So sprinkle those on top. And I'm going to add another sprinkling of cinnamon. I love this in autumn. So just a sprinkling of cinnamon on top. And that's it done. Bananas, eggs, super simple protein pancakes, which taste absolutely delicious.